Hello, this is Carolyn from Carolyn's Paper Therapy. And this afternoon I've been working on some ornaments that are made from elements from the Noel digital kit from the craft room, designed by Shabby Art Boutique. These digitals are available by membership only, but I'm in hopes that you will, if you don't have the Noel kit, that you can adapt these ideas to some digitals that you have, or even some things just laying around on your desk. What I used was these little wooden ornaments, and I ordered these from Amazon, and I will try to remember to put a link in the description where I got these. They're just perfect for perfect size for using the very smallest of the fussy cuts in this pattern. So what I did to start with, I wanted to cover the front with music and the back with a book page. The edge is dark, so there's no need to paint the ornament. And all I did was lay it down on the music or the book page and just trace around it and then cut out the circle. So I have these ready to put on here, and I'll show you how I did that. All I did was on the front, I wanted to have the music. So I just turn it over and use my glue stick. And get it good on the edges. And glue it right down on the front of that ornament. And I just kind of, if the edges go over just a little bit, I just kind of rounded it around there, because we're going to ink it and do all sorts of things. So it doesn't need to be cut off unless it's way too much over the edge. On the back side, we're going to use book page, and I'll just do the same thing with it. Use my glue stick, which is almost empty, I didn't notice, and glue down the book page on the back. And whenever you're using a book page, be sure that you don't use something that you wouldn't want people to be able to read. If it was something that was inappropriate or something, just keep an eye out for that. This is from some old books that are fine. Okay, so once that's glued on there, all I did was go around it with my ink, and I inked this top part here just to make that wood darker. It's going to have a bow around it, but that just kind of gives it a finished look on the front and back. And I've already done 9 of these ornaments, and I'm going to do one for you on camera and kind of give you the basic process that I used on most of them. I first selected my digitals that I wanted and just kind of laid them on here and decided how I wanted them to be arranged on the ornament. And then I went to my antique ribbons and doilies and things that I had, and selected something. On most of these I have something that kind of hangs down below and maybe an extra little trim, and then she'll go on top of that, and this will go here, and this bow will go over here. So that's the basic construction idea, and I am using my glue gun to glue everything on. I have lots of different colors of this crinkled seam binding ribbon that I ordered from a shop on Etsy, and I just kind of selected the color that I thought went best with the design that I used on there. Get my glue gun a second here. I'll get my stickles while I'm waiting. Okay, just going to put down a little hot glue here on the bottom to get this doily attached. And then I wanted to use some other trim besides just that. So this will be, I'll just put a bead of the glue all the way across. Okay, now we'll put our little angel on there. And I wanted these flowers to come down around her. And I'm not worried about getting every little corner glued down. I want it to look three-dimensional. And so I think that'll do right there. And then the bow, I'm gonna glue down the center. Now, I have gone with these others and put some stickles on there, and I've used the gold and also the iridescent. So I'm going to do the same thing on here and just explain what I'm doing. But first, I need to tie the bow on there because I don't want to get into the stickles. It takes it forever to dry. So let me go ahead and tie this bow on there. The fun thing about little projects like this is you can really be creative, and these could actually be used on the cover of a journal, a tag on a package, an actual gift for Christmas for friends. There's so many ways to use it. If you use it as a tag, it could be taken off then and put on the tree. So there's our ornament finished, and all I want to do now is I want to go around this edge that's showing with the gold stickles. And then on the rest of the ornament, I want to use the iridescent. And what I'm going to do is go around the wings. Just on the edge. And then what I usually do is just put some dots on the berries here and there, and in the centers of the flowers. There's also some flowers on her headband. I want to do a few there. I think I'm going to run out. I'll tell you what, I'll switch to the gold. And then I wanted to go around the top of her dress. And in the center of this bow. Now when this is all dry, and you'll see how I've done it on the others, I kind of took the edges, the very tip of the bow, and placed it where I wanted it and hot glued it down so that it's not just sticking out like that. So that's easy. That's the easy part, is putting it together. The hard part is getting all this together, but there's the one that I made for you. Now I'm just going to show you the others and just kind of explain what I did. There's two here that are still wet, so I'll have to be careful. I'll show you them first. This has, every one of them has the music and the book page on the back, and a bow tied at the top, and I have several different colors, and I just chose what I thought went together. This is layered just with the angel and the word angels and some flowers. I put a little dangle on this one. That's the only one I did that on. It just seemed like there was a place there for it. I put the gold all the way around the edge of the ornament. And I used in under, before I put anything else on there, I used some green hand-dyed lace and another little piece of lace just to layer all that up. This is another one that's wet. I hope you can see the stickles. I don't know if you can or not, but it's so pretty when it dries. It shows up more. This one I put the gold around the edge, and I just layered 3 flowers and used pink hand-dyed lace in the back. I just cut apart some a doily and Christmas wishes. And you see how I layered up the flowers. I lay all that out first, and then I take it off and ink the edges, and then bring it back over and glue it all down. This is the first one I did, and I used the star angel, and I used some old trim that I had from my mother across the center before I started. And then I used some of the green hand-dyed lace, and then I layered the star and the piece on top of that. And you can see where I've used the stickles around, and I have a string of this gold leaves, and I just tucked that around the corner, and I used my black seam binding for the top. Now these ornaments come with these ties, and I didn't tie them on all of them, but I will. Just a jute tie. If you wanted to use a ribbon, you could. This one here has the stickles all the way around. I used a postage stamp angel. Again, I layered a ruffle and some lace at the bottom. I put the postage stamp down, and then the love, the flowers, and then this is off of another piece of lace I had. And on this one I used stickles, but I also used some sequins. I like them glittery. Okay, here's our Santa. And around the edge of this one, I had some of this sequin trim, so I just did it all the way around before I started. And then I layered on the green doily at the bottom. Put the Santa postage stamp in the middle there and added some flowers. This over here is a little cluster of flowers, and I used my stickles all over, tied a pink bow. This one's a little different. I had this beautiful trim that my mother had given me, so I just kind of glued it some around the edge before I started. And this is a Santa circle, and in behind the very top of that, I've got this tiny little ruffle that I put around the top of that to kind of finish that off. I added the stickles around the edge of him, the rose, the word believe, and 2 little clusters of holly. I came back with the stickles in the centers of the flowers and on the berries and around here, and tied the pale natural colored bow at the top. And on a lot of these you barely see the music, but that gives it such a pretty background. And I didn't just have to paint the ornament white or something. And on the back is always going to be your book page. And if you wanted to use this for a tag on a gift, you could write your to from right on there. Okay, this one here, I used some lace across here, wide lace, a piece of trim from my mother's ornaments, the word Noel, and a big cluster of roses and holly. And I came back with my stickles around the edge of the Noel and on the flowers. And I used this darker, I would have rather had more of a burgundy, but this is kind of a I don't know what you call it, magenta or something, but I thought it looked pretty on there. Okay, this one here, I've used the angel again. I used this pink doily that I've used before, and I just cut it up. I don't worry about the ends hanging out or anything. It's pretty little delicate lace across here, white lace. And then my angel and a bow and a cluster of flowers coming down from the bow. I've used my stickles around the wings, around the ornament, and on the flowers. Tied a pretty bow at the top. And see, these bows are attached so that they don't just fall over her face or something. And this is the last one. I used this green ruffled lace that was hand-dyed for me, and I double layered it. I used the circle with the angels and tucked in the large poinsettia cluster over here and the one poinsettia up on top so that the petals came up over her. So it's all layered like a collage. All of these are collage. You can still see the music back there. I put gold around the edge, the stickles around the edge, on their hair headbands, in the centers of the flowers, and on the holly. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I just wanted to come in and do a short one for you. To get things going again. I don't plan at this time to make a journal out of this Noel kit, but oh my gosh, there's so many elements to use. And I have a frame that I want to frame a picture. I have two of those, and I have a little box that I want to decorate and maybe put just a little miniature journal in. I might make a garland. I have some wooden pieces that I can cover and make some garland out of. So I'm not sure what, maybe even some Christmas cards, probably some Christmas cards. And the Christmas cards won't be normal. They'll be collaged on the front like I would do the cover of a journal. So stay with me and we'll do some fun things from this kit, and I hope you'll get some great ideas from it. So remember, every day's a gift. Always look for the joy in each day and share it with those you meet along the way. I met with my prayer group this morning, and the list is endless of people getting knee replacements and hip replacements and back surgeries and all kinds of things that we prayed for today. And then we visited my mother, who is homebound, and she really enjoyed that. We took her cookies and communion. So there's always something to be joyful about every day. It's easy to get drugged down by the stuff going on in the world and all, but if we can focus on the joy, we'll have a much better life. I can guarantee that. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you'll come back again on my next video and maybe share this with somebody. This is a lot of really cute ideas for tags, ornaments, gifts, and it can be used with any small elements like this. So I'll be back before you know it. I'll see you soon.